get this shiny thing off you. I don't know what to tell you. I got her mother and daughter reunion after my birthday tomorrow. I'm now 72 years old. The clock is ticking. My bad choices in life led me here. The only good choice that ever happened wasn't mine. The story goes simply, how did I get married for the fifth time? Because I care. That's a strange thing to say, ain't it? Because I care. Me and Jane lived together 26 years plus. Her daughter ripped her away from me because I bought my sister a car with our money. Absolutely. She was going to take care of us. Me and Jane. Her daughter damn sure didn't volunteer nothing. She hated my guts because of my past. Never been to prison. But still, she was there many times that I did what I did, not against her mother. Not once did I hit her mother. Not once did I mistreat her mother. In fact, I saved her life twice. Doesn't matter. She hated me with vengeance, and so be it. But I made sure before Jane died that she told her daughter the truth, who her father was. Child molester. That's how Jane got pregnant as a minor. You know some shit? And she's up there kissing his ass. He's a preacher now in Alabama. And the DNA proves they're together. So, that story's gone. How did I get to where I am now? Well, my life's getting ready to change tremendously because her daughters are coming to see her mother and see how she's doing after she had a sudden heart attack, which I made sure she made it to the hospital, which I made sure that she was okay. And proved she just had a sudden heart attack for whatever reason. I just was there. It wasn't a seizure. She didn't wake up disoriented. She just come to like nothing happened. She had no heartbeat, no breath in her body. Her pupils were fully dilated. She urinated on herself. Of course she did. And the other end too. She was no longer with us. I thumped her. That's what it's called. Cardiac thump. They don't recommend it no more, but I didn't have any other way to start her heart back up. And I asked God, please, let her live. Don't let her die. And she came to. As soon as the request came in, yes, I was getting ready to do CPR next. I was clearing her throat and gave her her first breath of air, which you don't do anymore, I know. But I gave her first breath of air. And I didn't know what had happened. But when I found her with no heartbeat and no inhalation of air in her lungs, I figured she was, and the people was fully dilated, she was dead and urine all over the floor and everything else. They said, I can't, no, this can't happen, no. And God gave me my baby back, my wife. So don't tell me that ain't God. Don't tell me all that crap. I asked him. I didn't demand anything from him to bring her back. She checked out all right. She has a low thyroid production. A lot of people do. That's what they came up with. I don't know what the rest is. I ain't heard the rest yet. Women hide things from their partner all the time. So do we from them. I don't know what they said to her for sure. All I know is that we're on the hook for everything because the insurance company's not going to cover it. That's right. Not going to cover none of it. emergency room, the 3 days in the hospital, all the tests is being done, they're not going to cover it. Nope. Her policy, they said nope. So we're going to have to go indigent, and hopefully it'll cover some of the tests that's being done and make payments on the rest of our life, which won't be long. Listen, you get loaded in life full of stuff. Everybody, don't think you're special, that you're being picked on by anybody, even life. Most of it's self induced. You know what I mean? You didn't go to the bar, you wouldn't have got in the bar fight. You wouldn't have got drunk and got pulled over, driving a car. You would have. All these is your fault to start with, but you're going to blame it on everybody but yourself. Your best decision is your worst enemy. That's what I always was told. And it's true. Best idea I had, boy, it did not turn out good ever. But for the one time, and even this paid the price. I've never broken a bone in my body other than my fist fractures. So I kind of have to backtrack on that. What happened was a big old soul plate that a turbine sit on, accidentally somebody let go of their end before I got my end, and my finger got crushed. Both hands. Fractured all my fingers, just the upper part of it, and my thumb. And they were sitting there saying, "How in the heck?" I said, didn't feel a thing, until they took the weight off it. And the other guy, they fired him, flat out fired him. I don't know if he was drunk on the job, what this problem was. He should. You lay it together on a count. When you bring something that weighs nearly 175 pounds to 200 pounds, that's where the turbine rests on these plates. That's a lot of weight. So we have to put them in. I was a millwright apprentice then. And we were making sure, transferring them from one end to the other to set them in place so we can start doing the rest of the work we need to do. Make a long story short, God bless us all. My wife, back to my wife. Now, I'll tell you the rest of the story if I live long enough to tell you. You have to come back and listen to it. See if it's any value to you. But God had a hand in this one too. I've died several times and I never had anything to tell you. Didn't have the bright light on this, that, and all that. I never saw that. She didn't see it either. She just came to. She didn't know she even died. Isn't that amazing? I guess we weren't going anywhere. I guess the other people assumed things that weren't true. I don't know if it happened or not, but I doubt them very seriously. I know how death occurs. I've been in purgatory. You know where that is for a Catholic? That's between heaven and hell. And that was because I was dying. My brain was dying because of lack of oxygen from pneumonia. Same time that the Pope was dying from his, I was being served a plate of that badass pneumonia. So I had a relapse right after getting out of the hospital up in Jessup while I was in the recovery section, learning how to walk and all that crap again. And guess what happened? Yeah. Relapse. Ambulance had to carry me to ICU again in Jessup. So I stayed up there for a while. Thank God I didn't have to shove something down my throat to keep me breathing. Wasn't easy on me. And that was the first part and the last part of last year when that happened. So I made it all the way to this end while I get pneumonia again. I have a defective flap that covers my lungs. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to even try. So the deal is this. There was no deal. I must have did something right in my life because people treat me halfway decent. I was absolutely amazed. Like I said, when I met this woman here, she picked me up. We've known each other since Catholic school. We know each other very good. I'm not going to go into the story about that now. But anyway, I came over to stay at her house because I wasn't going back home where I was staying because of some badass situations I can't control and can't deal with. So, I was living on the street again. Self-imposed. And I wasn't going to go live with my mom and them again. No, not after what happened. No. Shit, no. Well, that boy finally went to prison, and don't worry about it. His shit finally caught up with him. I didn't know all that time he was a thief. That was his ticket. He robbed everybody he knew. He said they deserved it because he got away with it. He was going to kill my mother and my sister. He didn't get what he wanted. Family. And that's some shit. Yeah, they probably just needed help. Yeah, he helped all right. They raised him right. Yep, they sure did. My brother screwed him up. His kids. He passed away too, both of my brothers. Each one has their own story to tell, as usual. I want to tell you, in life, you think you're the only one experiencing what's going on. You are not. Do they seem like it? You may think that, you're being pointed out unjustly. I doubt it, but it could have. Who knows? I'm not there. I don't know what happened. So I'm not going to judge you. And my judgment don't make a damn anyway. See, that's how it works. I don't affect your job. I don't affect what you do. I don't pay your bills. Therefore, I do not have control over your life and your things. So why would what I say and think matter? It should not. Life is for entertainment until it got serious. And you pay attention. I've been in serious. Yeah, like I said, I came over here, living on the street for a month. Not quite a month, because I didn't want to go home. Live through that shit. I still visit my sister. Didn't go over to my mom's house no more. Done with that shit. Anyway, that boy got banned from there too. He was raised there. He finally screwed up so bad they can't forgive him. He's in prison now. Maybe he'll stay there for most of his life and save everybody a bunch of trouble. That's how bad he is. Want to be a gangster. Yeah, well, once you do it on your own time, you don't have to worry about it. He's bipolar, by the way. He makes some candy cap. That's right. As long as he takes his medicine, which he's not going to take, you gotta do that damn crack and shit or meth, then he feels normal. I'm surprised anybody's hanging in there. I'm done with dishes. I do dishes every night. My wife is sleeping. Reason why we're together, she picked me up off the street by the library in Brunswick, Georgia. She had a room over here. She had another asshole staying here she couldn't get rid of, so she stayed next door with her neighbor because she don't want to be around that damn drunk son of a bitch. Yep. Of course, he perked up and she brought me home. Yeah, I had a place to stay. I was good. Brought my mattress, came to stay, everything go. Guess what happened? I wasn't going to stay because she had a lot of trouble around her. A lot of damn swinging dicks, I call them, everywhere. What do you do with an elderly woman? Every dick around town wants to screw them. Easy dick pickings, as they say. I'll tell you what. After me and that young buck got into it, he punched me about 4 or 5 times in my face. Didn't hit him back. Bleeding all over the place, fractured my orbital socket. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I handle business. Out he went and no return ticket. He stayed the hell out of our life too. Me and her ended up getting married, not for that, but what happened next. I was standing in the same place at the sink, but standing straight up. And I had a monitor in me for AFib. That's what I thought to start with. I had an AFib attack and I passed out and fell backwards and broke my femur and three places. Okay? Pretty bad break for just falling backwards. What it felt like to me is somebody body slamming me, literally from the front. Just pushed me straight back with power like I've never felt before. That's all. Well, maybe my heart just went out again. The monitor says, nope, no event. I hit so hard, I couldn't turn. That's the other thing. The force is so strong. I wasn't going anywhere. And then that's how we ended up getting married. Through circumstances. She then got out of one marriage. He was a good man. She had 2 kids with him. Both of them are great kids. Got nothing to say. I never knew them that much. He was little kids the last time I knew them. And her. Just God put us together. And her kids are going to tear us apart before this is over with. I promise you that. They want their mama. She isn't doing too well, and I understand. And I'm not going to say no. I'll just go live in an old folks' home or wherever you go to the street. I don't care. I'll leave everything I've made, everything, all the tools, everything I've collected and everything in our 6 years. I'll leave everything. The solar system in the back, everything. I'll leave it. Walk away. She stays with her kids, and they raise her the rest of their lives until she passes away. Though we're married, doesn't matter. I'm not going to be an anchor in their lives. I'm a stepfather. I don't need to be the whole thing. Okay? So now you know the dirty truth about my life. It's nothing straight and forward. It's all jagged everywhere. But now you know I am a normal person that thought he was special. And guess what? I was wrong. So you'll see a little ass in a minute. You got to excuse me. I've got to get up and walk to the refrigerator. My bow-legged is cracked because I got no knees. They're gone. I can't do surgery on them because of the other issues I have in my life. So, hopefully you understand. Some of you women quit getting excited. I know. Ain't much there, buddy. Yeah, I grew a third leg. What can I say? Lady told me one day, he said, Mr. Spikes, he says, I got to know you. We've been sleeping together for a little while. I'm going to tell you something. You hear women talk about it's got to be, to enjoy it. He says, that's bullshit. He says, if it ain't 8 pounds and 16 ounces, we barely know you're there unless you're irritating the shit out of us. Oh, God. When she told me that, she was telling the truth, too. It ain't about the size. It's about what's in the heart. It's the relationship you got going together. That's the part you need to do. That's right. They're just making us happy so we'll stay around. They like us. So I'm going to tell you, that's where the love is, inside your heart. And yes, it can wither out and die, but it can come back again. I thought that I had enough. Well, more thought otherwise. Well, got everything washed up again today. Her daughter's coming Saturday. I don't know how long she's going to stay. It's hot in this house during the day. We got one room that's air conditioned. Only one. As you see, we have fans, but it's up in the 90s in here. A little baker bread or place. That's right. We can bake bread in here, baby. I remember that film where they had NASA. He put astronauts in an oven with cookies. Yeah, with cookies. And they cooked the cookies with the astronauts in the oven. Of course, it was designed for this thing to see how long they will last before their body gets stressed out totally to the point they would die. And guess what? They handle it pretty good, coming up in temperature and going down. Absolutely. They made it. How hot you think they got? 200 degrees? Can't cook cookies at that. 300 degrees. You still can't cook cookies. Got to get higher than that. It was 500 degrees they had these people heated up to. 500 degrees. You can look it up. It's amazing. Even if they made it to 400, I think that'd be totally amazing. But anyway, that was the experiment that NASA did to see what would happen if they had problems with a spacesuit or something. Main problem with people is how you go, you start to get to a point that your blood will boil if you don't have at least half an atmosphere or so around you. We're real fragile creatures. In case you don't know, we don't belong in space. Never have. NASA proved that. We don't do good with all that radiation, all this different particles are going on out there. We don't do good at all out there. We don't do good without gravity. It messes our body up. We stay up there for a certain amount of time, but that's it. After that, no good. So there will be no colonies in space. Not until we can create the conditions on Earth and take it with us. That means gravity. That's right. And the G forces with it to make it operational wherever we go. And there's more to that thing too. The pressure of our environment makes a big difference. A thing called silk, which is the moisture content and certain gases that has to be involved for us to be able to thrive. We're not made for space. I don't give a crap what anybody says. We're not. Just like if anybody went to reach us from one universe to another, God made it for us further enough apart that we cannot interfere with each other. Now we can send probes out, just like the ones we can't explain that does all this crazy stuff. There ain't biologics involved in it. I don't care what anybody tells you. Nope. Don't believe that one. They could show me an alien and I'll laugh in their face. Because I know they can't pull the G's that these things do. Physics is physics, my friend. They gave, for instance, there was some biologic material pull some really heavy G's. I'm talking about just, and guess what? It did not survive. It did not. None of it. Best sterile method in the world. Make it go one way and then pull it back another way. At incredible G's, what they call exposed length of time, not microseconds, seconds, will destroy anything biological, will not live or survive. amazing what we do now. And they keep talking about all these data centers. Let me tell you something about data centers. You don't want them. You do not want data centers. And let me tell you why. They said, well, we got to beat the Chinese. The Chinese are trying to control their people. That's why they got this AI shit going on in their land. And that's why they're trying to get all of this stuff all tied up together so they can control their people. We don't want that in America. We want freedom. Data center, fine. All over the place, not fine. You have no idea what our government does. I do. I've seen it in action. And people that do, most of them you think they're acting weird all the time. Yeah, they work in intelligence. You think they're weird as shit, but they're not. They just saw what's behind the curtain. And it's hard to deal with sometimes. That our government, and I'm not getting into it, will do all these things to each other. Because of national security. My ass. That's an excuse to do what you want to do. One day we'll talk about why, if I'm still here, why our government does what it does. Why does Democrat Party in Washington, D.C. get to break all the rules? Why does the Republicans get to break all the rules? Because when we put them in office, we gave them blanket immunity. Now, once they leave, it's gone. But what they do during the time they're in office, they have it. Does that explain why they do what they do to each other? Don't take it as an example because you get your ass locked up forever. See you later. I got to go. Good night.